train kept rolling all night long. There's our train. It's time for our train wreck of the week.
This is the segment of the show that's really one of my favorites. It's the IRS train wreck of the week. This is the segment where we talk about somebody who came into the office and they were kind of a train wreck. They had a big problem with the IRS, owed a lot of money. And
they're all a train wreck.
Yeah, and after we got done with them, they ended up smelling like a rose. So in this particular case, it was really an interesting case. I've said this on the show many times that smaller cases are actually more difficult to settle with the IRS quite often than larger cases. And the reason is there's a statute of limitations of 10 years. So the IRS only has a set amount of time to get the money. So if I'm trying to argue to the IRS that over this 10-year period, in this case, my client couldn't pay $19,253, it's kind of a hard sell. For a lot, like most people could pay $19,000 over 10 years.
Most people could sell a car or something to pay $19,000.
Exactly. But in this particular case, it was a retired Asian gentleman. And the only reason I bring that up is so you can kind of visualize. He's frail and really soft-spoken. And there was a lot of, I think, shame and anxiety and embarrassment wrapped up in the fact that he had this tax problem.
What was the tax firm? Was it like business, Chinese, restaurant, didn't pay taxes?
Boy, that's a stereotype.
No, well, I didn't mean it like that.
No, I don't remember. It was income tax. I forget.
Some type of annual return tax.
It was probably an early withdrawal from a 401k because it was just 1 year, and it was $19,253. We sat down. We analyzed his appropriateness for an offer and compromises, which is where you make a deal to settle for less. And we decided to file that offer and compromise. And I went aggressive on this one. I offered $50. $50.
I got to start calculating these percentages.
Now, I do have friends around the country that will offer as little as $1 or $20. I've done one for $20 before. But typically in cases like this, I'll offer $250 or $500 because I just don't want to have the argument with the IRS that it's not enough, But in this particular case, I thought that his finances, he was living on fixed income. I think it was Social Security only, and had no assets. And he was in his 70s. So I just went for it. I offered $50. Well, the other day we got an envelope in the mail from the IRS, and I can kind of tell just from what the envelope looks like what's inside because I've been doing this a long time. And it's kind of thicker, and I can tell it's from that address, and it's kind of thick. It's an offer acceptance or a rejection. We don't get as many rejections as acceptances. So I ripped the envelope open, and it was on this particular case. And they had settled that case for $50 with 0 questions. I never spoke to anybody from the IRS. I never had to provide updated financials. We filed the offer. It came back accepted for $50.